how to go from this to this in 99 minutes. I'll show you exactly how to master the perfect smoky eye step by step using the exact techniques, brushes and products I use, plus tips for hooded eyes. But before we jump in, hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Malvina and I've been creating beauty content for over 10 years now. On this channel, I help you learn makeup step by step, whether you're a makeup beginner or an aspiring beauty content creator. This channel is made for you. Make sure to watch till the end because I have a little gift for you and you don't want to miss it. Trust me, you don't. Always start your eye makeup with a base. You can use a concealer or an eyeshadow primer of choice. I'm using the ELIXIR Makeup HD Concealer in shade 03. I apply a small amount of concealer across my eyelid and use the edge of a damp beauty blender to blend it out. Now, make sure to blend all the way into the inner and outer corners to ensure an even application. Don't skip this step if you want your eyeshadow to last longer and your colors to appear more vibrant. Now it's time to set the base using a skin tone eyeshadow from MAC Cosmetics called Brule, idea for fair to light skin tone, and a Mi25 Max Blending brush from Sigma Beauty to pick up a small amount of product and tap off the excess. Before setting the lid, make sure to smooth out any creases to prevent eyeshadow from looking patchy and make eyeshadow blending so much easier. Lastly, apply an even light layer of eyeshadow all over the lid from the inner to the outer corner using a packing motion. Now that the eyelids are all set, let's break down what's a smoky eye. A smoky eye is a makeup technique where the darkest color is on the lid and it gradually fades out as it moves towards the brow. For today's tutorial, I'm using the CATRICE 5-in-a-box mini eyeshadow palette and a flat shadow brush from Colourpop, the E18. I'm picking up the darker shade from the palette, focusing the color mainly on the flat side of the brush, not the tip. That way you get the maximum color payoff. Then I always tap off any excess to avoid fallout. What's an eyelid, you may ask? It's the skin between your lashes and your crease. In other words, the part that moves when you blink. Keep in mind, the eyelid might not be visible when your eyes are open if you have hooded eyes or monolids, but it's always visible when your eyes are closed. Let's start by packing the color right in the center of the eyelid, directly above the iris. This is where I want you to first place your brush and begin building up the pigment. From there, start packing color toward the outer corner first and then toward the inner corner. You're gradually working your way out from the central point using a packing motion. Go back and forth, add more shadow as needed, and continue layering until the entire eyelid is evenly covered with a dark shade. Do you see that fold just above my lid? When I press the brush in, you can feel a slight dip. That's your crease. For this step, I'm using a medium-sized blending brush from Water Beauty number R103. I'm starting by blending out the harsh edges of the lid shade without adding any extra color. I'm using small circular motions starting at the outer corner and working my way towards the inner corner, blending back and forth until everything looks soft and diffused. If you're enjoying this tutorial and learning so much so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more makeup tutorials. Next, I'm picking up a dusty pink eyeshadow using the same type of brush, but this time is a clean one. Always tap off any excess. Then I start placing the color right into the crease, beginning at the outer corner and working my way towards the inner corner. I'm using small circular motions going back and forth to softly build up the color along the crease. At this point, I'm not worried about blending out the lid shade. The main goal here is just to place the crease color into the crease. You should be able to see it with your eyes open, it sits just above your lid. Now it's time to marry the two colors together. To do that, I'm picking up the same dark brown shade I used on the lid, tapping off the excess and blending it right into the crease with the same blending brush used to soften the lid color. Since we're ready to apply the crease shade, it's so much easier now to blend the two shades seamlessly together. I'm using light back and forth motions, working from the outer to the inner corner to create a flawless transition. Finally, I'm switching back to the brush I used for the dusty pink shade and lightly softening the outer edges. Now here's a quick tip for hooded eyes. If you have hooded eyes, make sure to apply the dark brown shade slightly above your nostril crease. This way it's visible when your eyes are open. For this step, I'm switching to the Rosegold 3 Pink Swan palette, and I'm also using a Beauty Small Taper Blend Brush number 222. Here's a quick side-by-side comparison between the Transition and Crease brush. Do you see how this one is a bit fluffier and slightly longer? That's what makes the blend softer. So, what's a Transition shade? It's the lighter shade of a look that connects your crease to your brow bone. Next, I'm picking up this pinky peach shade and tapping off the excess. I'm starting at the outer corner using light circular motions to softly blend the edges while I'm working inward with light pressure for that smooth finish. For this step, I'm using a flat shaded brush from ColourPop D3 to pick up a Rosegold eyeshadow from the CATRICE palette. You want to apply it right to the center of the lid, just above the iris. I start by stamping the color on with my finger. Once I build up the intensity I want, I switch back to the shader brush to blend out the edges. To add even more dimension, I'm layering a shimmery pink shade from the Flower palette right on top of the Rosegold. Again, I start by pressing it with my finger, then follow up with a brush to blend it out. Finally, using the same brush we used to pack on the dark brown without adding any extra product, I'm blending the inner and outer corners to smooth out any harsh lines between the shimmer and the deeper tones. Now it's time for lashes. I start by curling my lashes with an eyelash curler, then apply a coat of L'Oreal Panorama mascara to prep them. For falsies, I'm using BABYDOLL Cosmetic Lashes number 723. They're super fluffy and flirty, and they really elevate the entire look. To keep them in place, I use 2 adhesive lash glue and I apply them using a lash applicator. Let's move on to the lower lash line. I'm starting with the Chesa Precision Pencil Brush number 249 and the same deep brown shade we used earlier. I'm keeping that shade really close to the lower lash line, starting from the outer corner and blending inward. I also like to connect the outer edge to the upper lash line to really frame the eyes. Next, I'm switching to a slightly larger pencil brush. This is the Chesa Detail Smoky Blender, and with that, I'm picking up a dusty pink shade to softly blend out the dark shade. Now, using the same brush, I'm dipping into the transition shade we used earlier to blend everything together. For a pop of shimmer, I'm picking up the Chesa Small Shader 231 brush and applying a rose gold shimmer right to the center of the lower lash line. Then, I'm layering a glitter shimmer on top to add extra sparkle and to highlight the inner corner with the same shade. The final step to complete the eyes is eyeliner. I'm starting with a black eye pencil from Wonderskin in the shade Liquid Rise. I love using this for tight lining my upper waterline so there's no visible skin peeking through. Next, I'm reaching for ColourPop's Cream Gel Liner in the shade Amethyst Hour. I'm lining my waterline with this beautiful pinky lilac shade, which perfectly complements the eye look. Finally, I'm finishing with a few coats of mascara on my bottom lashes to complete the eyes. And that's it, our smoky eyes complete. I hope you picked up some new tips and feel confident to try it yourself. And as I promised at the start, now for those of you who stayed to the end, here's my special gift for you. I want you to recreate this look and DM me on Instagram. I'll personally take a look and give you feedback on things you can improve and how to make it even better. So I'm so excited to see your recreation. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Can't wait till the next one.